Hi folks, before I start the 3S2 and 4S2, Form 3 and Form 4, some extras I want to just throw in here. In primary school, we had a teacher called Mr. Vashishta. Now this teacher, he was very gentle. Like if you saw him walking around doing everything gentle, but his eyes, he had those piercy, steely eyes that could just rip your soul apart when he looks at you. And you didn't want to mess with him because he was pretty strict. I think either he liked Kushal or Kushal liked him. They both had a mutual love for each other. Now his story was that he used to go to school wearing mud shoes, like cake mud on his feet, and go to school like that. And one of the days a bomb blasted very near him, so he couldn't hear. And he had hairy ears. Most probably the first person with the most hairy ears I've seen. Nice guy. Taught science. Okay, so Form 3, Form 4, our school was there. We had the sports area, and then past the sports area, we used to enter the sports area from the back entrance, but on the opposite the front entrance, there was the shopping center, UK. So there was a Nakumatt there, Nakumatt UK. Nakumatt became a franchise. They had a much bigger one near Nyayo Stadium called Nakumatt Mega. So there's Nakumatt UK, the small one, or smaller ones like those, and then there's Nakumatt Mega. I'm just telling you this because you'll find out soon. I've got some information from Deshal. Deshal told me that the legacy of cutting desks continued in these Form 3 BS, which was the business class. He was saying someone had a pen knife and they were cutting the desk. And then when it got confiscated, another pen knife came out and guys carried on. I remember Vijay had the whole Snoop Dogg album or Snoop Dogg style desk cover. Most probably Ravinder, he was our main like gifted artist. So most probably he did that. I used to leave my class and go to theirs, and they used to tell their teacher, I can't remember what his name was. It's a surprise. Who was that teacher? Surprise. And he's like, yeah, these are new students. So I used to come sit with them, sit with Hitesh and Vijay, because those were the guys eating all the Manikchans and Kubers and things. And either one of them had a competition or something, and they used to carry this belt of Manikchan, either 13 or 17 in a row, like empty. I just take like 3-4 stones or just like a pinch. These guys were putting packets in their mouth like crazy. So in 3BS, apart from that teacher, the other thing in 3BS was Vijay. Guys used to tease him with Discovery, and every now and then this really strange thing used to happen where I think every 5 minutes the whole class just loses it, just starts shouting, and I don't know, it's just turned into a jungle for a few seconds, and then it goes back, and then everything's fine, and then someone else cracks a joke or something, and Discovery, surprise, something. I remember this small Miraj, he was an instigator. Now in our class, Prabjot used to wear, the smaller package, the basic package turban. It's like a bandana with the round thing on top. Now he had upgraded to the big turban, the one you tie around, and the big. So he was getting, I think it was maybe a couple of days where guys just went to town on teasing him about all sorts, from Beehive, Titanic. He got a Titanic on his head, Beehive, all sorts. And then one person, he's like, yeah, he's upgraded from UK to Mega, as in UK Nakumatt UK to Nakumatt Mega. Now, what I used to do during this time, I can't remember who I used to do it with, but my routine was, in my class, at break time, finish Nurani's lunch, because his mom made amazing kebabs. Amazing kebabs. My parents not showing up, so I used to hang out with the kids who were neglected. So break time, we finished that. Play, break time, lunch times. If we didn't want to go out, we'd stay in the class and throw this compass thing across the room to each other. Lunchtime, the routine would be to go straight to Sanjeev Sharma. So basically, Nurani and Sharma, they used to have lunch together. And Sanjeev, his mom used to make sausage sandwiches or bread bhajias. Oh my god, those were such good things, man. One of these days, Sanjeev got a really strange haircut. I don't know, maybe he got it done at home, so he had a big patch of baldness over here. And then because it looked so strange, he got it dyed or painted or something. And even though him and Nurani used to have lunch together or play this game on the dark side of the school, like it's very shady. There's the concrete slab there with two benches, and they used to kick this jacaranda seed or something as their game. And then one of the days, I guess either Nurani got on Sanjeev's nerve or something, and some unfortunate things happened. Okay, let's do the love stories now. During Valentine's, I was really into these two girls. I think Form 3 was Priyanka, Form 4 was Uzma, because Priyanka would have gone by then. Form 3, I sent Priyanka Valentine's flower, and she really appreciated it. Now, this was where I was just before getting back together with my rocket ship, so I was still single to mingle. And we went on a date to Epic Center. I don't think we ate anything. Most probably we sat outside China Plate or something. It was strange because she's very tall, but she had the cheeks. And by now you should know I like my meaty cheeks, and she hates it. She hates me calling women nyama nyama and things like that. So I stopped after she told me that, but I still like the meaty look. Okay, so you can't change that. Anyway, so back to this date. We went out, we talked, and I was just admiring her. But I realized why I liked her. She reminded me of a rocket ship, and I still wasn't over a rocket ship. So I told her, I'm like, look, I'm really sorry. I really like you. It's not going to be fair on you. And the good thing is, we've been friends throughout this whole time. It's those kindred spirit kind of friendships we have. Every time we've talked, we've connected so deeply on something or another where we're like, yes, okay. Talked about certain family dynamics, whether it was that, whether it was the spiritual things, motivational things, Kundalini. She's a graphic designer. I'm a graphic designer. Like the connections was just so crazy that like it just anyway. If you know, you know. So that was Priyanka. The next year, Form 4 was Uzma. Uzma and Rina used to walk. They used to pass boarding where I used to hang out a lot. And then they would walk home from there. Sometimes they walk the other way. And I would always make sure I know which route they're taking so that I can tell the driver, let's go this direction, let's go this side, let's go, just to get a glimpse of this. And Uzma reminded me of this character in Knots Landing, Olivia. Again, cheeky. And now I think I was into the gothic look because I really like that jet black hair with the fair skin. That on a break relationship I got into was with someone who looked the same way. And even though I liked her and everything, I sent her the flower and all that, we didn't talk much, or I think I was just going into a shy phase, or I can't remember the big story there. But much later, when I moved to UK, connected with Renal again, and Renal was like, yeah, let's go party. We used to party all the time, man. Like, if you want to party with someone, Renal's the person to party with. So through her, again, I met Uzma, and yep, let's save that for UK time capsule. So we had some characters in our class. Giraffe was, every now and then I would see him sit. While he was sitting, he was like opening and closing his legs a lot, and I always like to copy whatever someone's doing just to get in their mindset or whatever's happening. And I copied it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that feels amazing. Let's just leave it there. By now I had dropped Gujarati because I didn't have to take it, and then later on, they were even like, you can drop geography because it's not compulsory. And I was like, as many subjects as I can drop, I want to drop. Amit H was sitting in front of me, or Tejesh or someone, and I would poke them with compasses. I used to write, like scratch rocket ship's name or someone's name or something, and it would swell up into a drawing. So I used to do that with the compass point. There was another character, Faisal Malik. He was very good, the natural talent, and his big thing was, because I did that poetry thing I talked about, But when he did his, when he wanted to emphasize a point, he would take off his glasses. So was very good in drama, and now he's been doing some documentaries. I'll try and link some. I think it was Senekai or Selengai or something like that. He's done some really good stuff. Now Ritesh was either the head prefect or one of the big prefects, and I think Samantha was the head girl prefect. And I wasn't hanging around the canteen, but after break time, he came to our class, pulled me out. He's like, "Listen, man, Samantha said you groped on a boob. What the hell is going on?" I wasn't even near the canteen. I wouldn't even do such a thing. So whatever happened, personally, I think it was one of those things where these jocks and people, they try and do some kind of trick to, what do you call it? Initiation or some hazing kind of thing. No, I didn't do that. He's like, "No, but you just just admit that you did." And I was like, there's no way I'm going to admit to some like that, yeah? And I was starting to get pissed off. If I had called my dad, that guy would be in pieces. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I didn't do anything. I'm happy to go to the headmistress now and start something. He's like, "No, you just have to tell me that you did it." I said, "Go and get stuffed." Whatever story that was not very nice. So our class, we had our rebel rouser corner. Doka, Echen, Bread, Nurani. Was Nayan with us? No. Gulu, Tejesh, Punal. We had that corner. On the other side, we had my buddy Indapal, Kamil, Chirag, Biscuit was in front, top corner, Prabjot. Some other things, Hansel was reminding me that he used to sit with Nayan, Pratik, Bhavik. He was saying all these things, chewing mao. He remembered eating mawas and pans and things. What I remember is Nurani and Punal had this friendly fire kind of thing going on where they would just keep dissing each other. So I think Punal used to call Nurani Kapelo, as in circumcised. And Nurani used to call Punal Hamuro Bolpak. Hamuro Bolpak. I was starting to develop different personalities, and Parasta was the first one. I'm sure I had some other previous ones like General Sly, all these rapper names, but a real guy with outfits and all that, thanks to Preeti again. It started with just a Rasta beret. Then I bought the Rasta Kikoi. Soon as I buy a Rasta Kikoi, other people are buying Kikois. Other people are wearing berets. That name, Parasta, became my portmanteau. So Puneet, in one of the art classes, Puneet was extra ADHD, like super out of it. He could not focus for even a minute. Art class, Mr. Kisenyu. If you know him, your elbows are most probably familiar with his crotch. I must have already talked about this. Puneet would start doing Parasta Rasta, Parasta Rasta, Parasta Rasta. And Mr. Kisenyu would be like, "Puneet, can you focus?" Just, "Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir." And Puneet, he even speaks with the energy from his stomach, you know. He'll start drawing. He's like, "Yeah, Parasta Rasta, Parasta Rasta." Let it go. There was the cool guys. Goops Lal, Imran. Some of the guys who were not so cool but became cool by hanging with them was like Kize and that other hype man who I don't even know the name of. These guys, first of all, Imu or Imran, we already had a story with him in Mombasa. Imran and his other friend Purple Dick. So I'll skip that. But they used to do these funny things. I think they used to say Piligich Malakach Kololosh and something about ding 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 dish. Ding 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 dish. The important part is that Goops, one of these days we were chilling on the roundabout and he said something that struck a chord in me. You know, every now and then someone says something. He's like, "While you Vanias are watching Neighbors, I am putting in the work." He's doing reps and all that. There was another guy, Yasser, I think he had a scar. And we would hear stories of him going to work when he's not in school or working out. And so these things really put the fire in me, especially because I already had the energy and I was already doing like 400 sit-ups or just random things, watching wrestling or 1 hour or 2 hours of just dancing, copying all the rap and moves and all this. It's like, yeah, this guy makes some sense. So I started doing push-ups, I started doing sit-ups, and I slowly stopped watching Neighbors. More and more I would realize I would even stop watching wrestling because it's another soap. It's a soap for men. It's much more physical. It's still good, but it just got to a point where guys were just on the mic more than they were in the ring. our teacher, Mr. Degwa. And I remember Mr. Degwa, he was doing physics, he was walking past us. So once he passed me, I was pretending to box his buttocks, like, boxing and stuff, while he was still walking. So I just kept moving, but he stopped and one connected. Next thing you know, his hand was raised, and I'm like, I said sorry. And he just, luckily, I think he just flicked me, because even that I ducked. Oh, the things we did. Another thing I remember was because of Sachin, Prashil and Sachin, I used to use a lot of gel. And Prashil used to do this thing, the hair glow way, you got to do it. Do you remember the advert? I used to skive so much more in the afternoons now. Walk to complex or get dropped to complex, find a way to the sports complex where the girls' school was, and just sit there, wait for my girl, or just chill with Mahendra, Josfat, and Taklu. Now, Josfat hit me one time because I was laughing at him. I was like, Josfat, your name is Josfat, not Josfat. And he either punched me or slapped me. He's like, don't diss me again. Mahendra was always fun, always gave me chips on credit or whatever I wanted to eat and everything. And him and Taklu had a very special dynamic. So one of the times when we Skyped, I was slowly getting out of my alcohol phase also, because I had overdone vodka so much that I threw up on it so much that I didn't like the taste. And then I even realized more and more that if I don't like the taste, why am I doing all this stuff? So I got more into sambucas and sweeter drinks. And I told, Deshal reminded me, he's like, remember you told me just drink it, it's variari nupani, as in aniseed water. A memory from Anish was that we would stay at my house, and then we would raid my brother, because he was in uni then, so we would raid his room, his cupboard, everything, read his diary, unlock it, lock it back, and find out all his stories and all that. I don't know when pre-mock exam was, but what we used to do was, back to that drinking thing, after the daytime we do the exam, and then the afternoon we are free to study. So I would get picked by the driver, get dropped home, and then everyone thinks I'm studying while I'm taking shots of, like, mouthfuls of whatever drinks my dad has in his cupboard. So I got so drunk once, it was so embarrassing. I threw up. I told my mom, look, don't tell dad I've thrown up, I'm so drunk, this and that. Next thing I know, my dad's big heavy hand is just tapping me on the back in the toilet. It's like, yeah, get it all out, get some coffee in you, go to sleep. He wakes up like 6 or 5 in the morning. He woke me up. He did his, while he was doing his prayers, I was studying for biology, pre-mock exam. Some other things I remember was this character, Rupen Borkataria. He used to wear very unique belts, and I was very impressed by this, because you have to buy special buckles, and he had these special buckles for that. I used to call him Dr. Alban. Chill guy, happy guy. Bhavan was another guy I remember. He used to do a good impression of Robocop, and he used to say very broken English. Just the way he said it was. Another friend of mine was Amar. Now someone needs to explain this to me. Why is it every Amar I know has the nickname Matar? Is it because it rhymes? Like, why is it always Matar? And then there was this, another interesting character was Kamal Parmar. Very quiet guy. I hardly heard him speak. And when he spoke, it was only for a purpose. So most probably his MBTI personality would be INTJ. That's some personality thing. But anyway, this guy, like, superhuman. He could do splits. He was practicing martial arts. The class we were in was S2, which means we were not doing pure maths. He self-taught himself pure maths, and I believe nearly all his subjects he either got A's or A stars. Let's leave that there. Finito. It's just so pretty, so pretty.